Hello guys, it's Glomit here, and today we are back with the second episode of our free-to-play account. So, what you're seeing now is we just promoted a few characters that we've been unlocking over the last few days. So we got Kanan unlocked, we got young Han unlocked, we also got a couple more characters unlocked as well. Yeah, so these characters here, Han is a guild store farm, which is reasonably accessible. And Kanan is a squad arena farm, which early game, very early game, is a little bit hard to get, but as you progress and as you get a squad arena team going and start pushing up the ranks, you can easily get Kanan done in a couple of weeks, which we are planning to do, hopefully. Okay, next up we have some battles, and the important thing here is I've left the selection screen in. The reason for that is for anyone who's new, it's important you add allies, because you'll see the levels of my characters, apart from the two Phoenix characters and Han, is reasonably low. Now that's okay if you have allies who can carry you through the battles. You don't necessarily need high levels on everyone else. So that's what I've done, because I don't really want to overinvest in anyone. We don't mind investing in Han. In fact, this video you'll see he goes to Gear 6, which is a big deal for me. And the Phoenix are between Gear 3 and 4. So other than that, we don't really want to be investing in any of the other characters yet. We will eventually, but right now we only really want to be focusing on the characters in our farming plan, which we discussed last episode. Also, Han is a good first character to invest in for many reasons. First off, he's accessible because he's in the guild store for 450 currency, which in this plan for farming, there's really only one guild store farm, and that is Han. So you can get him done in a month easily once you get your first 7-star character. And this is where I'd recommend that you look for a guild that that competes in the higher tiers of the raids. Now, I'm not saying necessarily you have to find a heroic raid guild. So there's heroic pit, heroic Sith raid, and heroic tank raid. Now, I'm not saying you have to find that to progress quickly, but it does help. What I would say is go on like Reddit or one of the many discords and just see if there's any openings in guilds. A lot of guilds look for players who will just hit tickets. That is something that a lot of guilds need and want. So for example, you can see in the top my GP is around about 14,000. I'm extremely low. But because I'm hitting 600 tickets every day, I was able to get myself into a 130 million GP guild. Now that's not going to happen to everyone. I'm not saying if you're a brand new account only look for those guilds, because what you'll find a lot of the time is the lower guilds, like the 80 millions, the 50 millions, even the 30 million guilds. They're still good guilds. Like, they still do the purpose. You know, they still help you out early on. But just make sure you're hitting your tickets. And 600 tickets seems like a lot early game, especially with a low crystal income. But by leveling up, you enable yourself more of a chance to get them. So say on average every day I'm leveling up 2 to 3 times. That energy adds up, and then I'm doing Cantina refreshes to try and get Hera done at the moment. The biggest problem for me is sim tickets, and that is obviously a problem for any new account. It does mean it's quite time consuming going through multiple matches every single day. You know, if I have 80 energy at, you know, that's like 12, 13, 14 battles every day just for that energy, and then you level up and then you got another 6 to do. But what I'll say is it does pay off if you have the time. Just get it done. And that's where having good allies helps, because if you add some of Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Vader, Palpatine, anyone who can AoE or anyone like that, they will just carry you through the battles really. So you can just chuck it in auto like I've done here, and yeah, it works. Now this week, so it's been roughly, this account is what, 2 weeks old at this point, and I've just unlocked Galactic Wars, which is a big deal for me. Unfortunately, I cannot clear past the fourth or fifth match at the moment because I just don't have either the gear or the depth and quality. But it's important you focus Galactic War early because it's giving you crystals if you can clear it. It gives you credits. It gives you shards. Shards are always important. And overall, it's just important that you focus on Galactic War. So what I would kind of say is, early game, you want to prioritize getting your first 7-star character, and you want to prioritize getting a team or two which can effectively clear Galactic War. So for me, I'm going for Phoenix. As we know from the previous video, I stated I'm going to be farming Phoenix early on. And with that, I'm also doing Scoundrels or Smugglers. So in this case, I've got Young Han already being worked on. We're going to be farming Kira up. We're going to be going for Young Lando. Dash eventually, but he's level 65, so that is not anything that we're considering short term. But yeah, it's just important to work on a couple of teams who will enable you to push fast through Galactic War, because it's a good way of gaining currencies early on. Also, with the Galactic War store, there's only a couple of characters which are mandatory that you really farm up from that store. So I've kind of got Zeb in that list, and really other than Zeb, you can either just farm a character when you need them, or you can convert. Once you finish getting Zeb to 7 stars, you can then use that currency and put it back into the same Zeb shards, and you can get some shard shop currency there, which will help with gear problems later on. Also, Galactic War store is also a good route for getting some of your ships done as well, because you do need your 5 dark side ships to be able to get Zeta mats. Obviously that's not until you're near level 70, so it's nothing that you need to worry about early game, like very early game, like in this situation I'm in. However, it's something you want to plan towards, and we have accounted for that in our farming plan. We are going to be working on getting Geonosian Soldiers ship, Sunfac ship, and then 3 Bounty Hunter ships, whichever ones we can access first. Yeah, so here you've seen another couple of Galactic War battles. You can see that I'm starting to struggle. Lots of characters are dying. Now because of time constraints, I've actually just been putting it on auto, but there is no reason why you can't just play it through manually. And if you do that, the chances are you're actually gonna do better than I did here. Chopper died there. Let's see, if we didn't put that on auto, we could have given him the revive, the backup plan from Hera, and Chopper would have survived until the next stage. So that is something else. It's just I obviously run multiple accounts and I do not have time to manually play. If you do have time though, I would definitely recommend you try and play every battle you can to full, because if you're a new player, it's the easiest way to learn kits. It's the easiest way to learn what works and what doesn't work. However, if you're stuck for time, just put it on auto. If you don't max it out, it's not going to push you too far back, and the most important thing is that you're doing some of it. Galactic War is tough, especially early game. It's not too bad, you can full clear. It's mainly when you get to the later stages that you'll start to struggle, when you go up against like full level 85 Vader Palpatine teams. Yeah, that's where it becomes a bit difficult. And then in the final clip here, we've got a couple of achievements we unlocked, which is our progress towards getting Darth Vader. And here is our progress for our roster. So you can see what we've been working. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.